Yo, what's good, guys? Alright, let's talk Arena Breakout Infinite Post Ignition Update, because this game is still a beast of a tactical shooter, but it's got some balance issues that are driving players up the wall. The Ignition season dropped on April 29th, 2025, and brought a ton of fresh content. New Northridge map, solo ops, new weapons like the MCX and AK-12, and some solid quality of life tweaks. But even with all that, the game's not quite hitting the mark for a lot of us. I've been grinding raids, sweating it out in the dark zone, and picking up on what's got the community buzzing. So let's dive into what Arena Breakout Infinite needs to balance now to keep the hype alive and make this game the legend it's meant to be. Grab a drink, get comfy, and let's break it down. First off, the weapon meta is still a mess, even after Ignition's balance tweaks. The update gave us some nice changes, reduced first shot recoil for automatics, faster reloads, and buffs to guns like the H416 and M24. But let's be real, high fire rate weapons, especially SMGs and meta ARs, are still king. You run into players with T5 or T6 ammo, and it's like they're shooting laser beams, while lower tier guns feel like you're throwing pebbles. The community's been vocal about this. Players want more viable options. Why grind for a sick bolt action rifle if it's just going to get outclassed by a spray and pray meta build? The devs need to keep tweaking weapon stats, maybe buff underused guns like shotguns or LMGs, and make ammo tiers less of a pay to win vibe. It's gotta be about skill, not who's got the deepest Cohen stash. Grenades are another sore spot, and while Ignition tried to address this, it didn't go far enough. The update reduced grenade splash damage through walls and buffed armor against them, which is a start, but high level players are still chucking nades like they're in a Michael Bay movie. It's not uncommon to get smoked by a perfectly cooked grenade from some dude who's mastered the arc. Players are begging for more limits, maybe a higher Cohen cost or a weight penalty, so you can't carry a whole arsenal of explosives. There's even talk about scrapping the cooking mechanic altogether, which could force more tactical throws over spamming. Whatever the fix, grenades need to feel like a strategic choice, not an instant win button. Now thermals, man, these are still a problem. The T7 goggles got a nerf in the 2025 roadmap, limiting their ability to see through scopes, which was a step in the right direction. But they're still too strong, especially on maps like Northridge with its open terrain. You're sneaking through the snow, thinking you're slick, and some thermal user spots you from a mile away like you're a Christmas tree. The community's been pitching ideas like restricting thermals to specific modes or jacking up their raid costs way beyond the current 20,000 Cohen. Another cool fix could be adding environmental counters like heavy rain or fog on Northridge that messes with thermal visibility. Keep thermals in the game, but make them situational, not god tier. The economy and matchmaking are still throwing curveballs too. Ignition capped normal mode gear value at 300k Cohen to encourage balanced lobbies, and secure ops lets you practice without losing gear, which is dope for newbies, but the Cohen gap between players is still wild. Some folks are rolling into raids with millions, while others are stuck running budget kits. This makes matchmaking feel like a coin toss. You're either stomping or getting stomped. Solo players, even with solo ops, are still getting matched against sweaty squads, and that's a buzzkill. The devs need to tighten up skill-based matchmaking, maybe take a page from games like Hunt, Showdown, where team size and skill level are factored in. Also tweak the economy so low-tier players can afford competitive loadouts without grinding for weeks. Content-wise, Ignition was a banger with Northridge, new bosses like Fred, and modes like Team Deathmatch, but players are already hungry for more. The new map is awesome, but running the same routes gets old fast. Where's the next big drop? A night mode would be sick. Imagine creeping through Northridge with NVGs, heart pounding. Or how about a map rework for older spots like farm or TV station to keep things fresh? The hideout system, slated for July 2025, sounds promising for using low value loot, but we need smaller content drops in the meantime. New events, missions, or even just some wild weather effects to shake up raids. Keep the momentum going, devs. Don't let us sit on Northridge for too long. Finally, the devs gotta step up their communication game. Ignition showed they're listening with stuff like the universal key and cross-season battle pass rewards based on player feedback. But we're still left in the dark too often. A clear roadmap or regular dev blogs would do wonders. Players want to know what's next, thermal nerfs, new maps, matchmaking fixes, just tell us. Even a quick post on X or Discord about what's in the pipeline would keep the community hyped. Transparency builds trust, and trust keeps us logging in. So, to wrap it up, Arena Breakout Infinite is in a solid spot post-ignition, but it's gotta keep evolving. Balance the weapon meta to reward variety, rein in grenades and thermals, fix the economy and matchmaking, drop more content, and talk to us like we're part of the team. Get this right, and ABI could be the gold standard for extraction shooters. What's your take, guys? What's breaking your raids, and how would you fix it? Drop it below and let's keep the vibe going. Catch you in the dark zone, operators.